If you've found this video and are wondering what it would be like to be in a world of pure reality television, true crime drama, and celebrity tea, then let me welcome you to Murder Tea Party, hosted by Sarah and Aurora. Well, let us begin, shall we?
Hi, welcome back to another episode of I Really Want to Move Out of My Apartment, but I have too many things, so I don't want to move out of my apartment.
And yeah, I'm Aurora, and I used to dip my bananas in Sunny D. And Sarah really wants to move out of our apartment.
I want to move out of my apartment with you. That's the whole thing.
No, you just want to leave.
I just want to leave.
He just wants to fucking leave.
I'm Sarah with an H. It's very important that I differentiate that.
Yeah.
And welcome back to our show, Murder Tea Party, where we talk about celebrity gossip and true crime, and sometimes other horror things, just depending on my mood.
Yeah. We get to talk about whatever we want.
Because this is our podcast. This isn't your podcast, so we get to talk about whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah. Me and her.
Her and I.
Anyway, yes.
The two of us.
I love you, bitch.
I love you too.
Also, this is being recorded like 2 days after like Valentine's Day, so yeah.
Oh,
Love is
happy
in the air.
Valentine's, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, did you ever watch My Bloody Valentine?
The one with Jensen Ackles.
Yes. Was he in that? I never remember if it's him or Jared Padalecki.
Yes. No, because, okay. So Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki had a good run in late 2000s horror movies.
Oh, yes. Like 2000. Like, I
Yeah.
would feel like it's like 2005 till about 2008.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they were like, oh, fuck it. We just make more money on Supernatural.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. No, exactly. Jared Padalecki was in the remake of Friday the 13th that came out in like
Wax
2008
Museum.
and House of Wax. Yes.
Yeah. I
House
called
of
it
Wax.
Wax Museum. That's how much I know about that movie.
I watched a lot of it because Chad Michael Murray's also in it and Paris Hilton.
Right, because they make a joke later on in the Supernatural series where they're like, I knew you didn't like that Paris girl.
There is a scene in it with Jared Padalecki that like still haunts me to this day, and it's where like he's like standing next to a hatch that's like in the ground, and the villain comes out with a pair of scissors and just like snips his Achilles heel, and like I cannot have people touch my Achilles heel because of that scene. Thank you, Zizi. Zizi said ew.
And she went, ew, gross. No, okay, sorry.
And then Jensen Ackles was in My Bloody Valentine.
Yes, okay, so while I was on that cruise, so they had a Bloody Valentine, like 3D, like, no, it was 4D because things came out of your chair.
Oh, it was
So-
like a theater? Like
Yeah,
a 4D
so they
theater?
had like a 4D theater, and one of them was Friday the 13th, the one that Jared Padalecki was in.
Oh, so it was a supernatural cruise.
And then it was also, no.
My Bloody Valentine with Jensen
My
Ackles.
Bloody Valentine with Jensen Ackles, and then this like really campy like Frankenstein one where bats came out from like under your chair, but it was really just like pieces of ribbon that tickled your toes.
Oh, okay.
And then they had like a really creepy like haunted house one, and it was like, God, it's so uncomfortable. Like I have a really big problem with like waxy looking naked bodies.
Okay.
And they were like CGI bodies, so they had like a sheen to them.
Honestly, you are just describing the image of Cats, the movie, the musical.
that movie.
Okay, go ahead.
We can talk about that too. I'll ask your opinion on that since you're the only one that watched it.
It's true.
I was listening to this podcast, and the host said that they went to go see Cats, and when they went to go see it, they were like, "Oh, well, it's like the first weekend that it's opened, and we only found one theater in all of San Diego that actually had it, that actually was running it." And they thought they were like gonna be like fighting people for seats, and when they got there, they were the only 4 people in the theater.
Yeah.
So they proceeded to get really drunk, except for one of the other hosts because she was like super pregnant.
Yeah, of course.
And they all got like super drunk and just watched Cats.
Honestly, I want to get it on Blu-ray just to do that.
We're not doing
No,
that.
okay, but Alice said that she was gonna do that. Alice said she's like,
Okay,
I'm gonna
you
buy
and
it on
Alice can do
Blu-ray,
that.
and then I'm gonna invite everybody over, and then we're gonna get drunk and
Okay.
meow at the screen.
Okay, y'all can do that.
I want you to watch it.
I'm not doing that. Like, I very much avoid things that I think might give me nightmares. And
That's
like,
fair.
and I also dislike musicals.
Okay, no,
Like, I'm not a
alright, that's
musical
fair.
lady.
No, I totally understand. The thing about cats.
Thanks, choir in 3rd grade, for playing The Sound of Music and West Side Story forever. Every time we had a movie day, you've ruined musicals for me. Thank you.
Anyway, the thing about cats is that so Idris Elba is in it, and he doesn't look bad when he has a coat on, and that's the same goes for James Corden, because they actually put him in a fursuit whenever he had clothes on.
See, like, the inconsistency here is what really just bogs my mind.
It's true. Okay, all of the CGI cat bodies are what freaks me the fuck out. They don't move naturally, and they all look terrible.
Yeah.
Idris Elba is wearing his coat for most of the movie, and he looks fine. And then at the ending number with Taylor Swift, they like pan to him, and he has his coat off. The thing they did about Idris Elba is that they made his fur the same color as his skin, so he just looks like a naked, shiny Idris Elba without a dick. And it is the funniest thing and the most disturbing
See, like,
thing.
okay, so, like, one of the things that you and I bond over is the fact that we both like bad movies.
Yes,
but
I love
like,
bad movies.
But I don't want to watch that bad movie.
Like, it is literally the funniest. I have watched The Room. I've sat through The Room. I've sat through Neil Breen movies. My favorite movie ever is Stay Alive, which has Frankie Muniz and the iconic quote of, "You die in the game, you die in real life." Which is also about Elizabeth Bathory, and that's a whole other thing. This movie is literally the funniest movie I've ever seen in my life.
I am sticking to my guns on this one. I'm never watching Cats.
No, that's fair. It's fine. I just like to be horrified.
Like,
honestly,
like they pushed back Wicked to be able to release this horror show of a movie.
I'd rather watch Wicked. Well, I thought you said you didn't like musicals.
I like some musicals, and
Okay.
it's all of like 4 of them. One of them being Hamilton, the other one being Wicked, and it's only like 2 songs from the Wicked soundtrack.
Okay.
The other one being Spring Awakening. And that's like it, which is like the basic bitch, like, oh, I like musicals. Oh, I'm into musicals type shit. Like, listen, I'm never gonna watch Heathers as a musical. I'm not gonna. Speaking of fucking musicals, so Mean Girls the movie, Tina Fey announced that Mean Girls the movie, which was turned into Mean Girls the musical, Mean Girls the musical is getting a movie.
Okay.
It's based on a movie.
I know.
It's a musical based on a movie, so they're making a musical movie of the movie.
Of the musical of the movie. Yes.
That's some High School Musical, the series bullshit. Like, that's so stupid.
They've done this before though with things like, there will be things that originally was not a musical, and they already created like a book and a series and a movie about it, but then suddenly they're like, oh, now it's a musical. And
but where's
like,
the
what?
Shrek musical movie?
Listen, I want to watch Shrek the musical, the movie, because Shrek the musical is everything.
It was transcendent.
It was actually
it was
really good.
I'm glad we can agree on that.
Yes, we can agree on that. We got way off from.
It's okay. It's okay.
Jensen Ackles
it's
and My Bloody
our
Valentine.
podcast, and we get to talk about what we want to talk about. But yeah, Tina Fey, that bitch. Like, how
say
dare
that Tina
you?
Fey is my mom.
No, I can't stand her.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I can't stand Tina Fey. Like, something about Tina Fey just annoys me so much. And I don't know if it's like because she's so like unapologetically white all the time.
Oh, white.
But like, I just can't stand the bitch. And like, I like Amy Poehler, but I like stuff Amy Poehler is in. I don't like Amy Poehler and Tina Fey together. because I don't like Tina Fey.
Okay.
It's like how.
That's fair. I like 30 Rock.
Oh, okay. See, I never got into 30 Rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Alec Baldwin's also a terrible person.
Like, I
So,
like Camp Rock, but I don't like Demi Lovato.
Oh, fuck.
But I like the Jonas
Demi
Brothers.
Lovato. Yes.
And I like NSYNC, but I don't like Justin Timberlake.
Oh, you know, my favorite member of the Jonas Brothers, Steve Jonas. No, Clayton Jonas.
Clayton Jonas.
Clayton Jonas.
Little circle humor for you guys.
Okay, that's another thing that we have to talk about.
Yes.
Because
that was a 2-day journey for the both of us.
binge watched The Circle.
Like, and we mean binge watch. Like, we
Yes.
were up.
Okay. Vinny wants to hear my opinion on all of this.
Oh yes, have you watched the Circle, Vinny?
I watched it. I know how it ends. So.
Yes.
And I know who won. And I was
Yes,
very
we do
happy
too.
when
I also got
I was
so
so
excited. I
like to the
texted
point
Laura.
of tears.
Yeah.
Put a spoiler warning for The Circle.
Oh.
Whatever, dudes. It's been like the final episode aired January 27th. It is damn near a month. If you haven't watched it yet, you have plenty of time.
Okay, I'm gonna say
No
spoilers.
spoilers.
Spoiler warnings.
Spoiler warning.
Okay.
Fuck them.
I was so happy when I found out. It's like, okay, you know,
Okay, we need to walk the people through.
okay, if you don't know what The Circle is, it is a show on Netflix
Yeah.
that is about people
It's like a
who
social
are in their
experiment.
own. It's our own social media platform for this one apartment complex. You can't meet anybody in real life, and you're allowed to catfish. Essentially, the people that ended up in the top 5 were people that were on the show originally. Like, there were people who got kicked out, and that there were people that got brought in, but like, because these people that were in the show originally had such like a strong bond with each other, they were like, sorry, my mom's calling me. They were like, no way, like, we stick together. And so it was either gonna be him or okay, so the winner ended up being Joey Sasso.
We stand.
We stan Joey. I fucking love this man. I would marry that man. Like, for
Oh,
real.
ew. Okay, sidebar. I just saw the photo that Vinny sent of Idris Elba.
Ah,
as a cat,
yeah!
and
That's what I'm
I
saying!
hate that so much. I hate that so much. Ew! I'm never watching that movie. Anyway, can we keep talking about The Circle?
Hold on.
So Joey Sasso wins The Circle. And it was between him and Shabam, who, like, at first, like, on, like, first impressions of Shabam, I thought he was, like, super full of it.
I thought he was going to be like weird, geeky incel type, because that's what
Yeah.
I'm used to when it comes to like male nerds.
And because he was also, like,
No offense to
social
male nerds.
media is, like, the modern genocide of.
oh
of
yeah, like all
today.
this shit where he was like social Medusa, and social media is the Holocaust of today or some bullshit. And I thought he was gonna be full of it, but he's always been super genuine and sweet and like thoughtful, and I'm just like, it was either gonna be him or Joey, and I was gonna be happy with it, honestly. But I'm super happy that it was Joey. Joey is one of those cis white men that there are very
God.
few of them. There are very few of them. Cis
Joey
white
made
men.
me cry like 3 times.
I know.
One
know,
of the
dude.
times being when he told Sean that, like, she didn't need to lie and catfish as, like, a hotter white woman because she was already a hot white woman. And, like, he was like, we love you and you're my friend.
I love him.
I love Joey
I
Sasso.
love Joey Sasso.
Like, where can I find me a Joey Sasso? I need me a freak like
That's
that.
all I'm saying. Hold on a second. I have to put in this code real quick. Okay.
And then, like, okay, so, like, my top 2 from about episode 3, I don't know if this is how you felt, Vinny, but, like, my top 2 from episode 3 were Shuby and we literally just sang his praises. Joey. I was going to call him Johnny, but, you know, Meatball.
Meatball.
Our
He's a
meatball husband! Oh, my God, I love him.
He couldn't be more. He could not be more Italian if he like
Oh my God.
shat marinara sauce. Like, he is so Italian.
Oh, my God, every time he used hashtags, he's so good at them.
And also for people who have played House Party or have watched Game Grumps play House Party, he sounds exactly like Frank, and that made me laugh every fucking time. Like, how's it going, dudes? He sounds exactly like him.
How's it going, dudes? He literally sounds like everyone in My Cousin Vinny. And, like, I trust him with my life. Like, I love Joey Sasso so much. And I followed him, like, with a swiftness as soon as the show is over on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because I love him so much.
Okay, but what I was saying earlier was that he's one of those cis white men, there are very few of them, that could do no wrong. Like, Tom Hanks is one of them.
And not his son, Chet Hanks. Fuck that guy.
What's his other son's name? Baby
Colin.
Hanks. Colin Hanks. He's okay.
I like Colin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chet Hanks, we don't talk about.
Yeah.
He said he can say the N-word. No one can say anything.
Oh, right. Yeah, Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks' son, Chet Hanks, is a rapper.
A rapper.
A rapper who speaks in,
Patois, which is just basically, like, Caribbean Creole.
yeah.
Yet, like, he grew up in, like, California. Like, you don't know shit about it. Like, it's fine. I don't have to talk about Chet Hanks. But anyway, we were talking about The Circle. Yeah, man, they really, like, just hardened him up.
I'm sorry. I'm so happy that Vincent sent this picture of fucking naked cats, Idris Elba.
I'm really upset about that. Like, that is nightmare inducing.
God, yeah. So, The Circle had a lot of twists and turns, and obviously, like, at the end of it, you just felt like you were friends with these people, and
They all were, in a way, relatable, except for Alex.
oh, fuck Alex.
Fuck Alex/Adam. He was such a fucking tool. Like, he was like, I'm into, like, obscure things, and
I'm a cat dad, and I love opera. And you're like, nobody likes opera, okay,
and,
Alex?
like, Alex is just so, like, he was, like, hipstery, but, like, not, like, cool hipstery. Like, he couldn't ever just chill the fuck out.
No, it's true. Yeah, he just did not.
And I also
And he always wore clashing patterns.
I also didn't like Ed and his mom.
Ed was okay.
I didn't like Ed.
Oh, hi, Momo.
Hi, Mama. It's okay. Please don't be averted to my touch. I love you. Yeah, me too.
She's so cute. Okay, moving on, because we have ranted about this. I guess we should talk about Kobe Bryant now, because that's some real sad stuff.
No, I was going to talk about Love is Blind.
Oh,
Let's not
okay.
talk about sad stuff.
Okay.
Right now. We always end on sad stuff.
Okay, we always end on sad stuff for me ranting angrily about things.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
We got time. It's fine.
No, so Love is Blind is basically The Circle.
Mm-hmm.
Also, celebrity couple Nick Lachey and Vanessa Lachey of some fame. From the early
Nick
2000s.
Lachey is only famous because he married Jessica Simpson.
And he was in 98 Degrees. Please don't slander his name like that.
What was the song they did
He
for
was the
Mulan?
hot one.
What was the song they did for Mulan? You know what
The song for Mulan?
Yeah.
The first one or the second one?
The first one. I have to pull it up now.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, so Nick Lachey and Vanessa Lachey host this show. And the whole idea, it's like it's a marriage social experiment. And all that means is, like, it's kind of like Marriage at First Sight on Lifetime, where they get to the altar and they're like, hey, this is your husband/wife, because they don't believe in gay couples.
What?
They did a whole new role from Aladdin.
But no, they also did True to Your Heart from Mulan. Yeah.
They did
True
do
to
that.
your heart,
They did do that.
You must be true to your heart. That's when the heavens will part. And baby, shine on my love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that plays at the end.
Yeah, that plays during the credits.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I fucking love that song. I forgot about that. I fucking love Mulan.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I also have, like, a fun little question for you.
Okay.
At the end.
Okay.
It's about, like, horror movies and Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So the whole idea of it is they are blind dating, and the big question of the whole show is, can you actually form a connection and fall in love with someone without actually ever having seen their face?
Okay, so this is a dating app.
Yeah, so it's like The Circle because they put them in this room and they legit call them pods.
Okay.
And I like obviously I haven't seen it yet. Like I tried to watch it and then I'm like, no, I'll watch Narcos. But like you're in this pod and the only time you can interact with the person you're dating is through a very thin wall that separates their pod from your pod, but you never actually see them, but you're on dates.
But you could talk to them like they're...
Yeah, so it's kind of like how in The Circle when they would choose who to block from The Circle.
Oh, yeah, when they were in the 2 rooms.
They would each get like a meal and like a nice table and stuff.
Okay.
Like that's what I imagine it would be like.
Okay.
And the whole point of it is...
But you don't know what they look like?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the whole point of it is that you're supposed to get to this place where someone proposes marriage. Like that's the whole point.
Okay. That also makes me think of that one show that TLC does where...
90 Day Fiancé. Everything comes back to 90 Day Fiancé.
No. I love 90 Day Fiancé, but no. Excuse me.
Momo! Momo! Yes.
Anyway,
so Love is Blind,
no,
the
but it
TLC
makes me
show.
think. Yeah, it makes me think of the show where people are like, they set 2 people up to be married on the day they meet.
Marriage at First Sight,
Yes.
which is what I was talking about at the beginning.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Sorry.
it reminds me of Marriage at First Sight, and God, and like those classic like MTV shows where like you would go on a date with someone and you don't, or
Date my
next,
mom.
or next because you never actually saw the person
Until you actually went on the date.
Yeah.
With them. Yeah, that's fair. This might be really shallow of me to say, but like I need to know what they look like.
Yeah, well,
I can't help it. Like I need to be physically attracted to the person that I'm dating.
No, and I like that's super valid.
Yeah.
Also,
if I'm not, or also if I have very judgmental friends,
and we will tell you.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
It's because okay, and I've yelled at you about this before. It's because you're so fucking beautiful, Sarah, on the inside and out, and then you come home with these fucking grenades, man.
They're not grenades. Okay, whatever.
Sarah.
Whatever.
Sarah.
I think that's mean, but whatever.
Sarah. You're like a solid, like 8.5.
Oh, thank you.
And like, you're over here dating like 3s. Thank you, Zizi. Zizi said I wasn't wrong, so therefore.
Okay, well, 8.5s don't usually date me.
Yeah, well, they can suck it. They don't know what they're missing out on.
Okay.
Please don't roll your eyes. I think you're beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I also think I'm beautiful, but you know what? Boys don't want to date me.
Yeah, well, they suck.
Okay.
It's the plight of the straights. Anyway, I was going to say I personally disagree, but it's because I tend to fall in love with someone's personality first. And I say fall in love in the most like Sagittarian way. That means like, oh, I'm vibing with their personality. I'm not like, wow, I really want to fuck their personality. Like, but like looks, yes, do play a part of it. I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
But also like it's a Netflix show. So I think they're going to cast conventionally attractive people anyway. Like they're gonna be diverse.
When is it?
Because
When
it's
is it
Netflix.
supposed to?
It's already airing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's already out.
So it's not one of those Netflix things where they post all the episodes at once.
Let me check my Netflix app.
Okay.
Because I know with The Circle they did it every week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's the case for Love Is Blind.
Also, I want to mention, I watched Little Women, and it was really good.
I kept meaning to ask you about your Timothée Chalamet.
Oh yeah, okay. So I watched Little Women. It was really, really good. I thought everybody in it was excellent. I kept getting distracted by Emma Watson and her inability to hold an American accent, but whatever. And I finally understood after watching that movie everybody's white boy hype with Timothée Chalamet.
New episodes every Thursday.
Oh, okay. Timothée Chalamet is charming as fuck. He is so charismatic, and I'm like, what the fuck? I don't like this. But he's like I understand. I get it.
Okay, so like I have a theory that every like 10 years or so we get like a new like stringy green beanie little white boy that everyone falls in love with. Last decade it was Ezra Miller.
I love Ezra Miller.
Exactly. Is Ezra Miller a Timothy Chalamet? No.
No.
They're both very different people. But that's what I mean is like, and then like in the 90s it was Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
And then in the 80s, I wasn't alive then, so who cares?
In
And,
the
like-
80s.
And like in the 60s, it was like all of the Beatles minus Ringo, because nobody ever cares about Ringo.
so sad, rip.
And he's
He's
not even dead.
He's one of the ones that's
He's
still
not
alive.
dead. Him and Paul are very much alive.
Oh, River
yeah,
Phoenix
River
in the
Phoenix was also
80s.
big in the 80s. Yeah, R.I.P.
Rob Lowe. Yeah.
I love Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe's great. I have no idea who that
I don't
is.
know who that is.
Is that Jenny McCarthy's brother?
Matt Dillon.
I don't.
Matt Dillon.
No! Oh, fucking in the 80s, it was fucking Christian Slater from Heathers.
I would say that one's more of like an obscure one. He was like a Judd
No,
Nelson type.
he definitely reminds me more of Ezra
He was
Miller
like
and Timothy Chalamet.
So like
than-
for me, he was more of like a Judd Nelson / like Heath Ledger type. Like he was more of like the dark bad boy version of like Timothy Chalamet.
Everybody was obsessed with Heath Ledger in the 2000s. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is what I mean. Like he was like a bad boy version of that.
Oh, and John Cusack. That's true. Well, okay, Johnny Depp wasn't as big in the 80s. He became bigger in the 90s. Like in the 80s, he had his like first role in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay, Andrew McCarthy is a cutie. Like he's cute.
He's not my type. I don't know.
Well,
I love Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves was super big in the 80s, so okay, I understand
like, look at
that.
his little baby face. He's a cute little white boy. I say this knowing full well that I stan for Shawn Mendes.
You
like,
do.
No other. And like, who also has no business being 6'2". He
looks like
he
he should be
sings-
a
he-
manlet.
he sings like a 5'9" man, and I
like a manlet.
and I live by that. But yeah, so like it's just like I guess we can call it the Timothy Chalamet effect.
Yeah, it is
but,
the
like,
Timothy Chalamet effect.
And I kind of want to do like now that I'm talking about it, I kind of want to do like a deep dive one day into like the quintessential like cute fluffy haired white boy.
Oh,
of
yeah,
cinema.
e-boys are like so like famous or not famous, but like popular now though. That it like makes sense because they're all like string beans with a bob cut that's parted down the middle and like.
And they wear like crop tops of like obscure bands that.
Which I
their
love
moms
that. I
listen
love
to.
boys in crop tops.
I love a good crop on
yeah,
a boy.
yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
But so I understand that. Okay.
Momo, don't you do it?
Oh no. Oh Lord, she coming.
Momo, don't you do it?
Sniff,
Stay over there off camera. Thank you.
I kind of want her to do it.
No, not twice in one episode. Maybe we'll just make it a thing where it's like once an episode or never an episode.
She gets on the table and knocks off a camera every episode.
Just pick a new one every time. It's Momo. It's the Momo hour of this murder tea party.
She's so cute.
She's so
Oh,
cute.
no, there
okay.
she goes.
She
Vincent got up.
She yeeted herself this time.
Vincent got up to grab her, and she just like zoomed
She
off.
was like, "Oh, never mind."
No,
Thought about
never
it.
mind.
I
I'm
thought-
sorry, Dad.
I thought about it, and I was like, "Never mind." Also, okay, this is just a small rant about like personal life things.
Okay.
Our roommate Max always chooses to text me about household, like housekeeping type things when I'm doing shit like this. Like when I'm like busy and have plans. He's like, "Can you do this like insert inconvenient thing? Like, can you remember to take the trash out?" And I'm like, "Bitch, I'm busy." Anyway,
This is okay. This
we
is a
all
whole
have-
rant that I have
we-
about Max, though,
well,
where he chooses to unload all of the household chores on everybody else.
oh yeah, well, I have my thoughts on that as well, but that's for off camera
Yes.
things. No. So, okay, so we were talking about Timothy Chalamet. Yeah, so I want to do like a deep dive, like deep analysis of like how we like as a society choose one green bean boy every decade. Cause yeah, last decade it was like Ezra Miller, and like I would even go as far to say as like Tom Holland.
Oh
And,
yeah,
like,
Tom Holland. Yeah.
and like, but like Tom Holland never like really like branched out. Cause like, has he been in anything besides Spider-Man? Can't say he has. Timothy
Vincent
Chalamet.
says yes, but I haven't looked at the IMDb page, so I don't know.
Timothy Chalamet's a little more diverse.
Diverse. Yeah, he was in a movie with Robert Pattinson where he was the King of France. He had a teeny tiny bowl cut.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's a Netflix movie.
It's called The King.
He was also in that gay movie where he falls in love with like a much older Armie
Call Me
Hammer.
by Your Name?
Yes.
I don't think that was Timothy Chalamet.
Was it not?
No, I'm pretty sure it was not Timothy Chalamet.
Fuck, dude, I'm getting my white boys mixed up. Like another day, like.
No, I'm pretty sure it was a guy that had a very foreign name, like French. I want to say.
I'm telling you, it was Timothy Chalamet.
Oh, she got up there on her own. Oh, good job, Momo. She didn't want her. She didn't want me to acknowledge her.
Yeah, it was Timothy Chalamet.
Was it? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
That's how I know him. Of
Okay.
course. I'm not watching.
Honestly, good for him. Is he bi, or is he just gay
Everyone
for
always
pay?
asks that.
Okay, cool.
Everyone always asks that. I don't know. That's like the allure of like the string beanie white boy though.
Is that like they're effeminate enough that it's like, are they bi? Because also Ezra Miller is like kind of gender fluid and like.
Yeah, Ezra Miller like officially goes by they them pronouns. I think.
Yeah.
Which has nothing to do with their sexuality, but I think
No,
they are
but,
also like sexually fluid.
Yes, they're like, whatever is good. I like
Love
everything.
is love. Yeah.
I like wearing skirts. I would have put makeup on Ezra Miller. I think it would be so much fun to do Ezra Miller's makeup, honestly.
Oh my god, his bone structure alone.
His bone structure is insane. They both have like that square jaw though. Mm-hmm. That makes their head kind of shaped like Minecraft villagers.
Yeah, I was gonna say like their heads are kind of shaped like Lara Croft Tomb Raider in like the first edition, where she's just like very angular.
Yes, yeah,
yeah.
Fitsit says, it seems like Tom Holland has done a lot of voice work and is starting to become more of a mainstream actor now. I'm gonna look him up and see if I've seen him in anything
Tom Holland.
previously.
We appreciate you.
Instead of just being Spider-Man.
His main claim to fame, however,
is Spider-Man.
And
Oh, he's gonna be in Doolittle.
He was in Doolittle.
Oh, yeah, right. It already came out. Whoops. Mostly Spider-Man.
/ like Marvel universe type movies.
Yes. He was apparently in Billy Elliot, though.
What is that?
It's like a dance musical thing about like a boy that just wants to dance.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, just like short little things. He was in The Secret World of Arrietty, which I watched that movie once and I don't remember a lot of it other than it reminded me of Thumbelina. Okay. Anyway, moving on from everybody's white boy of the week. It's Timothy Chalamet every day, every week. If anybody even mentions Noah Centineo in my vicinity.
Okay. Also, I watched part 2
okay.
called P.S. I Love You to All the Boys I Loved Before. It was really good.
Okay.
Like, I will eat up any young adult teen romance movie. Like 10 Things I Hate About You, whatever, like all of them, my shit.
Yeah.
But P.S. I Love You was actually really good.
Okay.
Like,
was it better than the first
one?
one?
It has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Was it better than the first one?
I would say yes.
Okay.
Lana Condor, who plays Lara Jean, is still like, I feel like she's way more annoying in this movie.
Yes, I Love You is 25% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, I thought it had 100. No. Vinny says it has 25%.
The user score, audience score is 80.
Oh, okay. It went down on the first.
together.
100% together. Yeah. Yeah. Well, critics have been wrong before.
That's true.
But no. So I thought it was really good. Lara Jean is very annoying. Peter Kavinsky is not Noah Centineo, and Peter Kavinsky is actually like he's like clueless to a fault. But like Lara Jean, I felt was making a lot of like problems where there were none.
Always.
That's
That's the young adult.
Yeah, like that's
heroine
the
nature.
yeah, and but also like high school.
Yeah.
Like like we all think that things are like terrible and horrible.
High school is such a serious time. These problems matter.
And will follow me for the rest of my days. No, like she was just so annoying, and like I felt like if her and Peter had talked things out a little sooner, like yes, the movie would have been a lot shorter. But also, I was just like I was watching it with my 27-year-old brain instead of my 15-year-old brain,
Which is good.
which is fine. Like that's good. And I was just like, wow, you guys suck so bad at communication. And like I also say this as someone who has been in like 0.5 serious relationships in her life. And like, anyway, I took a quiz on BuzzFeed and it said I'm more of a John Ambrose girl. So,
Okay.
That's all I have to say about that. Yeah, Noah Centineo is terrible.
I hate Noah Centineo. I just think he's such a dick. Like, just in general. Like, he'll, like, post, like, fake deep woke things on his, like, Twitter. And, like, every time I read something from
And
him,
at
I'm
the
like...
same time has videos of him being like, I want to see you squirt.
Every time I think about those leaked Snapchat things where he's like, yeah, baby, show me how you squirt. I'm like, what the fuck?
What is your problem, Noah? Why are you the way you are?
Oh, God.
He's just gross. Like, in real life, he's gross.
Yeah.
I like him as Peter Kavinsky.
Yeah, he's
Also-
just been in too many weird teen movies where he kind of plays himself.
Yeah, well, you know. But he's also in this movie with, I'm going to say Debbie Ryan. It's definitely not Debbie Ryan.
Oh, the girl from Austin and Ally?
Yes.
Yeah, I know who you're talking
Yes.
about. Yeah, I know.
That movie was also pretty cute.
Yeah, there is a movie that's exactly like that,
I'm sure.
but it's called Swiped. And instead, he builds an app that's just a hookup app. But he has his roommate do it, and he's still a dick the entire movie. Like, he does not change. There's no character development for Noah Centineo in this movie. It's a weird fucking movie. And then he's also in a movie where Keanu Reeves makes an appearance, where the entire movie is kind of like weird different openings to porn, but like porn never happens, and it's not done intentionally. And in the end, it turns out they're staying in Keanu Reeves' house.
Okay. Anyway, we should talk about better romantic comedies.
Yeah, in other news, Ross Butler should be in a lot more things.
Oh my god, he was so good in P.S. I Love You. I
Ross
really loved
Butler.
him. He is the perfect example of another 8.5, dating another 8.5. Because in the movie, he starts this cute little thing with Lara Jean's best friend Chris. And Chris is like supposed to be like super weird and alternative and not like other girls.
I love that.
And like they start doing a cute little datey thing, and he's just I love Ross Butler.
Ross Butler.
Ross Butler and the guy that replaced him.
Chris something or another.
The
It
guy
starts
that
with an
replaced,
M.
yeah.
I don't know. He's dating fucking Veronica in real life.
Oh, Camila Mendez.
Yes, Camila Mendez, because Camila Mendez had a whole post after Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello came out, and she's like, I am not a fan account for Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes. My name is actually Camila Mendez.
Please stop offending me.
But yeah, she's dating Ross Butler's replacement in Riverdale. Yes. Who's also
He's a
pretty good looking.
cutie.
I think I like Ross Butler better, but that's just me. Oh, what did Vincent said? I didn't even read. Are these Noah Centineo tweets? Hold on.
No,
these
these
are-
are reviews of the movie,
Oh,
right?
these are reviews of the movie. Okay. I hated every calculated second of it with a passion, says
Lisa
David Keyes.
Kudrow, the designated comic relief, has never been so consistently unfunny. And Gina Gershon looks uncomfortable in every pseudo-inspirational moment. Yeah, Gina Gershon was really underutilized, and, like, Sean O'Connell just as lame.
Hilary Swank may have 2 Oscars, but P.S. I Love You proves that she has plenty to learn about romantic comedies. Also, this is a completely different movie, Vinny, I'm pretty sure.
Is this P.S. I Love You by Hilary Swank?
Yeah, Hilary Swank is
Hilary-
in a movie called P.S. I Love You, but this is not the same movie that we're talking about.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Okay, look up To All the Boys I Loved Before, P.S. I Love You. Okay? It's okay, Vinny.
Oh,
No, that
Ben.
is, by mid-film, I was praying for Clint Eastwood to show up and take Swank off life support. What the fuck?
I was like, Lisa Kudrow is not in P.S. I Love You.
It's okay, Vinny, I love you anyway.
Look at how tall Ross Butler's hair is in that photo.
Oh, God, I just want to run my fingers through it.
Okay, so
What would I do?
Matt Goldberg says Michael Fimignari's sequel retains the high school charm of the original, but suffers from a shapeless narrative. It's great to see a fluffy high school picture that doesn't talk down to its audience or characters, with most of the story's complications growing out of who these people are and what they mean to one another. Okay, and also there's like a cute moment at the end where like Laura Jean mends fences with like her nemesis / Peter's ex, Jen, because they were best friends in like elementary.
Peter's ex?
Yeah. Like there's like this whole like storyline about how like Laura Jean's like super like uncomfortable because Peter seems to be spending more time with Jen, who is his ex.
Oh, Peter's ex.
Yeah.
I thought you said Peter's ex, and I was like, who the fuck is Peter's ex?
Peter's ex. The 8th boy she sent a letter to.
Whatevs. Also is a review for P.S. I Love You. I love that.
No, that's from the actual one.
Oh, that's from the actual one? Whatevs.
I was looking for negative comments on that one.
And that was it? What is the actual score?
I believe 73.
Oh, that's good. Okay, that's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it scored really high, which like surprised me because I was watching it, like I said, with my old lady brain. And I was like, but I did like it more than the original, the first part.
The first one. Yeah, and there's supposed to be a third part, right? That's coming out. Yeah.
I think it's 3 and 4.
Okay.
Anyway, I really liked it.
Again, in conclusion, Ross Butler just needs to be in more things.
Let's make Ross Butler the star of the show this
Can
time.
we? Yeah.
ladies.
Can Ross Butler be our not white boy of the week?
Ooh, speaking of not white boys telling white stories, Dev Patel is going to be in an like Arthur era, like King Arthur.
Oh, King Arthur. I
Like
was
a
like
King
Arthur
Arthur-
Reed.
like
era.
Arthur Reed, yeah. Having fun isn't hard when you've got a library card. No, he is going to be in 2 movies that
Dev Patel was
in
Harold and
Slumdog
Kumar.
No.
Oh no, I got really confused for a second.
Oh boy. Can we edit
Slumdog
that out?
Millionaire.
Yes, Slumdog Millionaire.
No, why would I? No, I literally thought that was his name.
He's
Okay,
not Kumar.
okay. What is that guy's name?
Oh, fuck. It's something Penn.
Oh, Cal Penn.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
the P names confused me.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No.
I'm not racist.
No.
I just
It's okay.
legitimately
It's
got
okay. I
confused.
wasn't saying you were racist.
Okay.
I was like, oh, baby.
Because when you said that, no, yes, Dave Patel, who was also in Skins. Yes.
Of Skins fame.
And
So
Slumdog
he's going
Millionaire.
to be. They actually just released 2 new teaser.
He's gonna be King Arthur.
No, not King Arthur, but like it's like this like. It's called The Green Knight.
Oh, okay.
An upcoming medieval dark fantasy film. The story is based on the poem Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. So like typically the cool thing about this is that King Arthur's reckless and headstrong nephew who embarks on a quest to confront the eponymous Green Knight, a gigantic green-skinned stranger. I bet that guy just had syphilis or something. Like, it's not that deep.
A gigantic syphilis-ridden stranger.
Yes. They're like, excuse me, sir.
I think
syphilis is very upsetting.
I think that's an interesting choice, but I mean, it's cool that they're doing it.
Yeah. The other one is
it has big Bloodborne Dark Souls vibes. Okay. I'm pretty down for that because I fucking love all of those things.
He's also going to be in like this period piece, like Victorian era.
Oh, he's doing a lot.
Yeah, he's doing a lot.
He hasn't been doing a lot lately, but he suddenly got thrown back into it. I mean, he hadn't been doing a lot after The Last Airbender specifically.
Well, you know, he took some time. He's also going to be in the personal history of David Copperfield.
Okay.
So it's a Charles Dickens
okay.
It's a Charles
not
Dickens
about not about
and he
modern David Copperfield.
And he is
going to be David Copperfield?
Yeah.
He's doing a lot. Jesus.
Yeah, so like it's just
that's
like
awesome.
It's just like a win for diversity, and it's just like, you know, you can tell these stories and it doesn't matter because it's like an artist rendering. But like that's
I agree.
dope.
Yeah.
And that was just like a little aside.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like Arthur Pendragon and all of the stuff that has to do with King Arthur, like it's all like is it myth? Fantasy. Is it myth or faction? Is it myth or fiction or fact or whatever? It's like it doesn't matter at this point because the story is so old.
Like old as shit.
And for example, people have been making Jesus white for years, so
but we won't get into that on this podcast. Anyway, I had a fun question for
you. Yes.
Okay.
Give me a fun question.
My fun question is if you could write your own like Valentine's Day based horror movie, what would it be? Who would you cast? What's the plot?
Okay.
Just really like give it to me.
Okay.
Or like pick another holiday. If you had to base a movie around a holiday, and specifically of the horror genre.
Okay. I'm going to go with Valentine's Day because that's what you said. I'd probably say it would have to be something that has to do with like black magic, specifically in like young girls feeling lonely and feeling like boys don't like them, and so they end up making a contract or a deal or some sort of spell in order to attract men, and obviously it has some dire consequences. It ends up being like a femme fatale kind of thing, like kind of like a mix of Teeth and not and Teeth, like American Horror Story, the beginning of X-Men, X1 specifically when Rogue fucking killed a guy, and you know, that kind of thing. I want Ross Butler to be in it. I don't know as what or who. Oh, the devil. I want Ross Butler to be the devil in that movie. Oh, yes. Okay.
Okay, so who's your like coven of
lonely girl witches? I'd probably say the girl that plays Bev in It, like young Bev.
Oh, fun fact. The guy that plays the kid that played Stanley in It, he is young Peter in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, fun stuff.
I found that out earlier, like this month, because of Disney Plus. Anyway.
Oh, yes. Okay. I'm trying to think because I haven't watched a lot of recent stuff, so I'm like, who are the hot new actresses? Oh, probably the girl that plays Amy in Little Women. I really liked her. I don't remember her name, but I really liked her.
My vote is for the brunette from Booksmart. I really liked her.
Yes. Okay, that's Jonah Hill's younger sister.
I really liked her.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about her also. Her, and then the girl that plays Kat in Euphoria.
Not Zendaya.
No, not Zendaya.
Okay. I was like, I've never seen Euphoria, and
No,
it
Kat is
shows.
the big girl in Euphoria, and she's like super
Oh.
confident and like gives off witchy vibes to me.
Okay.
And then I'd probably say the
So
girl.
it's basically like The Craft.
Yes, The Craft, but like
But
way
Valen-
scarier, like
yeah.
way more of a horror thing, and they end up like killing people and not on purpose, and they have to deal with like moral things and like getting dragged to hell and like stuff like that.
Wherein Ross Butler's like, "Welcome to hell, ladies."
Oh, Ross Butler's
gives
wearing
them a tour.
suit. Yes, that's
Gives
what
them
I
a tour.
want.
He's like, "This is where we flatten penises. This is where we make you guzzle lava."
Everybody gets a cat of nine tails as their welcome gift. So,
Yeah. But it's not a welcome gift.
well, they're welcome.
Fuck off gift. 'Cause it's hell. Just kidding. It's just turned into a comedy. Sorry about that. Just turned real campy. This is why I'm not writing the movie.
Yeah, and I'd probably want like an older, like late 30s male to be like a dad in it. Somebody who's like kind of like a silver foxy man.
You're like squinting at me
Because I'm waiting for you to interject with somebody that fits that description.
I don't know. I can only think about Judd Nelson because that's who's been.
Judd Nelson is like 60
Judd
now.
Nelson is like 50. Please don't be mean to him like that.
I'd probably say
He's Molly Ringwald's age.
yeah.
He's exactly 60.
That's what I fucking thought.
Wow. Okay, I thought he was still like a solid 52.
No, I'm pretty sure Molly Ringwald is also almost 60.
Okay, well Rob Lowe can be the Silver Fox.
Rob Lowe is also almost 60.
But he looks great for 60.
No, I'd probably say
Like a 30.
he's 55. Okay,
He looks great.
he does. But he reminds me too much of my dad. Jeff Goldblum is 70. And he looks great for 70.
No sense. Open TikTok to look for actors.
I think I'd put Conan Gray in it just because he's like a little cutie.
Also, shout out, he went to our high school.
Shout out, Conan Gray went to our high school.
Okay, so 30s dad type.
Yeah.
What's his face from Train to Busan? The main character guy.
Oh fuck, I love it. Okay.
Gong
Okay.
Yoo.
Okay, that's fair. There have been like other holiday themed horror movies before, besides just like Halloween. Black Christmas, which was remade and re-released recently, was originally made in the 80s. There is
Oh, I've heard about that one.
yes, there is a Killer Santa movie which has the best line of all
Is
time.
it
in it.
Krampus?
No.
Okay.
It's a Killer Santa movie from the 80s that has the best line of all time in it.
Mm-hmm.
Vincent, what is the name of it? Do you remember? You don't? Okay, great shit. Because there's Black Christmas, and then there is, yes, Silent Night, Deadly Night. Number 3 specifically, which has the line, Garbage Day.
Ew.
This guy shows up. He's
Ew.
the main antagonist of the film. This guy shows up. It's the middle of the day. He's in a suburban neighborhood, and there is this guy that is just doing his garbage. Like, he's picking up the can. He picks up the can and reveals that the man is standing across the street, and he looks like fucking Leo from Charmed.
From Charmed?
Yes.
I love Charmed.
And he's like, the guy notices him. He's holding his trash can. He notices him, and the guy is like, Garbage Day! And then, like, shoots him. And the guy at the garbage can is like, what? Oh, no! Like, the trash goes
Has
flying
he already
everywhere.
been shot?
Yes, Silent Night,
Oh,
Deadly Night
boy.
Part 2. It's so fucking funny. A lot of these... I watch a lot of bad movie reviews online on YouTube just because I love them, and especially love horror movies.
Sorry.
Yes. This is it.
What the?
It's amazing.
That is not real.
It is
Shut the
real.
fuck
It's
up.
real.
Oh, I hate
Garbage day. It is on.
I hate that.
It is
so
on the
much.
level with Kevin Sorbo yelling "disappointed" to the sky.
I hate that so much.
I love it.
Ooh.
It was something I was going to talk about, and now I'm just completely fucking blanking on it. Which is great. Okay, so let's talk about spooky shit.
Switching gears.
Switching gears.
We're gonna talk about sad stuff now.
Oh, okay, yeah, sad stuff.
We brought you up just to bring you down.
It was a couple of weeks ago.
Sorry, I'm still just processing you with your sad eyes go. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
It was a couple of weeks ago that Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash.
Yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, it still doesn't feel real to me.
Yeah, no, I
Like,
feel
it
the
feels
same way.
really strange.
Yeah, and I think it's weird because like it's not even people who are like into basketball that were just affected. Like literally everybody in the world knows who Kobe Bryant is. And so it was just so strange. And there were like 7 other people that died in the helicopter crash. Obviously, I don't want to like. Yeah, his daughter also died in the she was 13.
Which is like crazy.
Yes.
Like, now that I'm older, I'm just like 13 is like nothing.
No, 13 is such a young age.
A
She was a
baby.
child. And like it was already sad to me because it was like this is so strange and random, but I feel like it was the same way how people felt whenever Richie Valens and Buddy Holly
yeah,
died in a plane crash. Yeah. And then it was the same with Aaliyah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like
it's just like freak accidents. Like, I don't know if you remember him. He was in like one movie that I was like really into in like 9th grade. But Anton Yelchin got like
yes, Anton Yelchin. Yeah.
was like crushed to death by his own car at 27.
Yeah, and it's the same for Lisa Lopez from TLC.
She was in a car crash.
She was in a
right?
car
Yeah.
crash, like a freak car crash, and it's like accidents that are so strange and rare, and it's just like I don't know. I don't like technology. It freaks me out now. like I used to have like a huge fear of flying because of it. But the thing is that commercial jets, commercial like airlines are honestly a lot safer than private jets because you have to contract out like people to fly your private jet.
And like the like really like sad thing about it is that like they were on their way to do something for Kobe's, like they were going to, I think, like Gianna's basketball game or something.
Yeah.
And they decided to take the jet because they didn't want to sit in traffic.
It was a helicopter.
It was, well, they took the helicopter because they
Didn't
want
want to sit in traffic.
Like, that's the whole reason why he got it.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's Kobe Bryant, so that's like feasible for him.
Yeah, so
you
he
know?
could like, yeah.
And so like that's also sad. And like you're out here just trying to like support your daughter, be a good dad. You get in this helicopter, you think you're going to like have a good day, and then suddenly like everything just goes to shit.
It's so
And it's
sad.
like it's like surreal. Like
Mhm.
that's what I mean. Like it still doesn't.
Yeah,
feel like
it's the same way.
happened.
Like it's the same way with any time like a big name celebrity dies in a sudden, unexpected and tragic way. It's just like it doesn't feel real, and like,
And he was also relatively young. He was 41.
yeah, exactly. But it's just like there was a celebrity whose death affected me and Aurora both like so
Oof, yeah.
harshly, and it's been 2 years and I'm still like so sensitive about it, you know, and it's just like it's those freaking sudden.
It's Jonghyun from Shining.
Yes, yeah. It's like those freaking sudden accidents that just.
I wouldn't call his an accident.
Well, no, his was not an accident, but you know what I mean, like just sudden deaths.
Yeah.
That's just
Like you wake up one day and it's like, oh shit, this person doesn't exist anymore.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why death terrifies me.
It doesn't terrify me so much. It's just like, it's just this like, it's kind of like the deep sea to me. Like it's just this like big unknown, and I'm not scared of the unknown. I'm scared of like everyone else around me after I die.
Yes.
Like-
Okay. Well, mine's the opposite because I'm not scared of the deep sea. I'm scared of space. Like the concept of space and like eternity and just foreverness freaks me out.
But like that's the same thing about the sea. Like there are creatures in the sea that like have never seen the light of day. We don't even know what the fuck they look like.
But at
There
least
could
the
be a
sea,
whole dinosaur down there, dude.
At least the sea ends. There's this place
Does it?
where it ends. Video don't, okay?
Does it end? Because we don't know.
Yes!
We
Yes,
literally
there is a
we will-
core. There is
we
a
will-
core to
we
the
will
earth.
literally die after a certain depth. Like, okay, we'll choose another day to yell about the depth of the sea versus the depth of space. But like,
Space is literally never ending.
but like that's fine.
That's not fine.
Not all of us have the technology to go into space, which is I'm fine with that. I'm not
I don't
fine
like it.
with one day I'm swimming in the ocean and then I'm like, what happens if I go deeper?
Why would you go deeper?
Who knows?
Okay, sorry.
That was a really weird tangent.
That was a really weird tangent. And the news space terrifies me, so there's something new you know about me.
I mean, I figured because I know you don't like natural bodies of water.
No, I just don't like being in them.
They're not bad though. They're like,
No, they're gross. I don't like it.
okay, that's fine.
I don't like it.
It's fine.
But space, literally, I cannot think about the concept of space or I will have an existential crisis.
See, and that kind of like, so I have the opposite effect with space. Like that makes me realize how like insignificant and small I am, and then it like grounds me, and I'm like, wow, that problem you had earlier where they forgot the chicken in your Chipotle bowl isn't that big of a deal, because in the grand scheme of things,
rip that chicken in your Chipotle bowl, I guess.
yeah. Dude, one day, like, I ordered online, and they literally forgot the chicken in my Chipotle bowl. And the
How
problem
did they
with
forget the protein?
and the problem with that is that the rest of it was rice, guac, sour cream cheese, and lettuce.
So you just
and
essentially
corn.
had a salad.
So I basically had a dip. And it's a good thing we bought those fucking Julio chips, or I would be fucked. And it took me like 10 bites to be like, there's no chicken in this.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at my receipt and it said fucking chicken bowl. Fuck that. I love Chipotle.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So the Kobe Bryant thing, it feels very like.
And Sarah yells about space for 2 minutes and then
Aurora yells
Kobe
about her
Bryant.
Chipotle bowl and how that's an insignificant problem in comparison to like the massive depth of space that we will never see and the massive depths of the sea that we don't even know about because we are not biologically made to go down that deep.
And I'm fine. I'm fine with not knowing. That's
yeah,
all I'm saying.
that's what I'm saying is like I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And like if I think about it too hard, I'm like, oh, well, you're just a blip on like
Yes.
the Earth's radar, and then it goes back to the good place and like Jeremy Bear Me, and I'm basically the dot above the I in the Jeremy Bear Me, in that like I'm Tuesdays in July because nothing good happens on Tuesdays and in July. Like nothing significant happens. Other
Okay.
than, like when you were born.
Yes.
But like nothing else happened.
I was
there.
born on a Saturday.
There you go. I was born on a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah. Back
Anyway.
to depressing shit.
Yeah. So, our condolences go out.
Sorry for that whiplash, Vinny.
Our condolences go out to
Yeah,
Kobe
man.
Bryant's family. Stop laughing at me.
So yeah, like that sucks. Like it sucks coming home and realizing you don't have a husband and a daughter anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and like people need to leave Vanessa and their kids and like anyone close to Kobe alone.
Yeah.
So that they can deal with that. Because like while it doesn't feel real to us, like it's very real to them.
It's very real to them.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
And that blows.
I think it's also because there's a certain distance between us and celebrities that we are able to put because like
but we also aren't able to put because things like TMZ exist now.
That's true.
And like we feel like we're entitled to these people's like feelings and emotions and like,
their whole lives and
their
stuff.
whole lives.
Yeah.
And it's like not to quote Kourtney Kardashian, but to quote Kourtney Kardashian, like
to quote Nee Kardashian.
to quote Kourtney Kardashian. Like Kim, there are people that are dying.
Yeah.
Like these people are dead.
Yeah, no.
And
that's true.
like we don't like yes, we are sad and like this sounds like such a shitty thing to say. Like I'm not a basketball sports like person at all.
No.
But like it doesn't matter if you were. It's also the same like if you weren't like a Michael Jackson fan.
Mm-hmm.
Like you still knew who Michael Jackson was when he died in 2007.
No, it's true.
You know?
It was 2009.
Who cares?
Okay.
Those years were a blur.
It's very true.
And so like yes, it's like this weird like mystifying thing of like celebrity and we didn't really know him and blah blah blah, but also like leave his actual family and like close friends alone.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah. Okay. So to once again turn the topic on its head, I'm going to talk for the remaining period of time about crimes.
Fallacies.
Okay.
Criminals.
So I didn't know about this until Aurora. I walked into the apartment. Aurora was like, "Did you hear about that couple that went missing and their children are still missing?"
I said doomsday.
Oh, the
couple.
doomsday couple that went missing and their children are still missing. And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Because I've heard about other stuff like that before, where like parents will suddenly freak the fuck out and like go missing with their kids. And the last thing anybody sees of them is like a security camera footage, and then it's like they're never heard from again. And you're like, "What the fuck happened?" Apparently, they're in Idaho City, Madison County, Idaho.
It's always these fucking obscure ass states.
It's very true. It's always the Northwest.
Like no one no one's like, "Oh wow,
The Northeast. It's always the Northeast.
I'm a doomsdayer in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a doomsdayer in California," which like I'm sure there are them. But, like, it's these one-off weird cases from Idaho and, like, Ohio and, like, the Dakotas that we always hear about.
So, Joshua and Tylee Ryan, Joshua Vallow and Tylee Ryan, those are the children's names. They have not been seen since September. Their parents, Lori Vallow, and her husband, Chad Daybell, never reported them missing and disappeared soon after being questioned about their children. They were later found in Hawaii without their children. Mm-hmm. Essentially, they were asked to produce their children or possibly where their bodies are. They still have not responded. And it's like, how the fuck can we not get these people to tell us where their fucking children are?
Yeah.
Like,
and so to also, like, shed a little bit of light on this. So what's her face? What's the wife's name? Lori Vallow. So death seems to follow this woman. Like she is a walking like black widow. Like so to put it into perspective, her and the Daybell guy met each other. Within 2 weeks, they decided they wanted to get together. Within those same 2 weeks, his first wife, not Tylee's dad, the little boy's dad.
Mm-hmm.
The little boy, JJ's mom mysteriously dies. And the Daybell guy was like, "I don't want her body autopsied. Let's immediately."
I mean, that's so fucking suspicious.
And nobody questioned it, dude.
Okay. Here's also a thing.
She threatened her ex-husband.
Yes. Charles Vallow eventually filed divorce documents in an Arizona court last February, claiming that Lori believed she was a translated being and a god assigned to carry out the work of 144,000 at Christ's second coming in July 2020. I know! It is so specific and weird. They're both like doomsdayers and
he like writes songs
super
about
religious.
it. He like writes songs about it and like preaches about it on the internet and has like had a like radio show about it.
Yeah, Lori's ex-husband threatened her of Lori's ex-husband accused her of threatening to kill him if he got in her way, prompting him to seek a protection order. Charles and Lori Vallow's divorce was never completed. Charles was killed in July by Lori's brother, Alex Cox. She had her brother kill her ex-husband, her current husband, actually.
She put a hit on her ex-husband.
But they never got divorced because before they could get divorced, he was killed. Alex told authorities that the shooting was in self-defense after Charles Vallow hit him with a baseball bat, but the case is unsolved. Whatever the findings, Lori's brother won't stand trial because he died of mysterious causes in December. What the actual fuck?
Yeah, dude. And so, marking the death of Daybell's wife, they literally got married within like days of her death.
Mm-hmm.
And Lori made sure that she adopted Tylee. Like, she wanted it known that she was Tylee's new mom.
Yes.
And so then, for Tylee, who is 17, and her new stepbrother, who is 7 at the time of their disappearance, to just suddenly fall off the face of the goddamn earth, and nothing happens, but their parents are living it up in Hawaii, presumably on the insurance money of Homeboy's dead ex-wife, or dead wife.
Okay, so the Daybells, Charles Daybell. Charles? Was that his name?
No, I don't know what his name is. John, Rick, Ryan, Kirk.
No, it's Chad. Of course, it's Chad. Chad Daybell and his wife Tammy Daybell. That was the original Daybell couple. So Chad and Tammy ran a publishing company that produced his fiction books about end times and theology around the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, as well as other authors' works.
God,
I said that. I said
oh
the name.
My God.
I said the name of the church, and Vinny just goes.
Oh my God!
Because of course,
I'm so sorry.
Of
Mormons.
course, it's the Latter-day Saints.
I was so ready for these people to be like Seventh-day Adventists or something.
No, or like whatever the fucking. There was a church that was in Georgetown that was like.
You know what? I went to that church.
Did you?
I did. I went to that one time with my friend Carla and her mom.
How was it?
And they preached to us about the end times.
Yep.
It was right before 2012.
It starts with an N. When was it? Oh, fuck. What was the name of it? There's a church by the 9th grade center, or now Eastview. It starts with an N. They were like a doomsday church. Oh God, I can't even fucking place my.
Anyway, there's also one in Round Rock.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So.
That's the one I went to, the one in Round Rock.
The church, okay, so the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints church spokesman, Aaron Hawkins, declined to comment, saying the case doesn't involve the faith. It kind of does. It kind of does.
Well, so, yes and no. Because, like, they weren't directly like the Mormon church said this. Mm-hmm. They were very much like, we believe the end times are coming.
Yes. And
Jesus Christ is going to release his wrath on the little mere humans, and we're here to tell you
I already have a whole view on the Church of Latter-day Saints. If you're like a Mormon, like a regular Mormon, and like...
I met plenty of Mormons.
They're nice.
Cool.
They're fine. It's just specifically the sex in Utah.
in Utah and Colorado.
Yes,
And
the ones,
Texas.
the ones that have the child brides.
Yeah, the extreme ones. Yeah, like the fundamental.
The fundamental
Mhm.
Mormon churches, like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So 2 months after Lori. Okay. So Lori took her son and moved to
Mm-hmm.
Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
2 months after Lori moved to Idaho with her son, Tammy Daybell, Chad's wife, died at her home. She was 49, and her obituary said that she died of natural causes. Police would later question that and have her body exhumed for an autopsy, which the results have not been released yet.
Which is like super weird, because like, do obituaries usually say how someone died? Because usually, when I've read an obituary, they usually say something along the lines of like,
She is survived by her two.
no, they usually
Kids
say
or
something
whatever.
along the lines of like, Marianne has joined the Lord on Sunday, February 9th of the year 2019.
Yes, yeah.
Like, they don't
Stuff like
usually
that.
go into details about how they died.
I don't know. Maybe
So,
Idaho's weird. New Life Ministry? Is that it?
I don't know, dude. We're not going to call out any specific.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't know.
But you know the one we're talking about.
Okay, so yeah, Chad married Lori just 2 weeks after his wife's death. Investigators later determined JJ and Tylee had not been seen since September, but Lori and Chad never reported them missing. 2 days before Thanksgiving, officers visited Lori and Chad to check on the children after getting calls from worried family members. Like, literally, the rest of their family was like, hey, we haven't heard from your kids. We would like to know about our grandchildren.
Nephews, niece, sister.
Investigators said that the couple claimed JJ and Tylee were visiting relatives in Arizona. After discovering the lie, investigators returned to the home the next day, only to find Lori and Chad had left town. Sheriff's deputies searched Daybell's home, removing 43 items, including computers, cell phones, medication, and journals. An attorney for the couple didn't immediately respond to an Associated Press message seeking comment. So essentially, here's the rundown. TLDR. This woman, Lori, was married to a man who her brother shot in self-defense after they had announced they were getting a divorce. Her brother then died of mysterious circumstances, and she moved to Idaho. This man was married to his wife and ran a publishing company. The woman died at her home under mysterious circumstances. That man married Lori 2 weeks after she died. After they got married, their children went missing, and they didn't report it. In November, their children went missing in September. In November, officers came searching for the children, and the couple decided to leave town. They went to Ohio. They went to Hawaii. Can you imagine? That's where you go to escape, to Ohio.
So like all of this happened relatively like close. Like all of these like weird events happened
in 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And now they have no idea where the kids are. They are threatening them with like the law in order to produce their children or the bodies of their children or where their children can be located.
And as of, because this story, like they broke that they had found them in Hawaii.
Yeah.
On, I believe, between the 27th and 31st
Of January.
They have not been found yet. It is the 16th of February.
Yeah.
They had given them 2 days originally.
Yeah.
They were found on like a Tuesday. They gave them until Thursday.
Yeah, I think
to tell
they're
them where
being
the kids were.
extradited back to Idaho. And the whole thing is tied up in a pretty bow because they were both doomsdayers. They both believed that the end times were coming in July 2020 and that they were the ones who were supposed to lead the followers of Christ and whatever, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, what the fuck? Where are these kids? Like, Jesus
dude.
Christ.
Like,
how could all of these mysterious things happen around these people and them not already be arrested?
and like, how the fuck? Like, not to be like Shane from BuzzFeed Unsolved, but like no one ever stepped in. Like no like authority figure ever stepped in to be like, maybe these people aren't okay.
Yeah.
And it's super weird that both of their spouses died prior. Like, did they need to have 3 other spouses before someone was like, oh, wow, they all died weirdly? Before someone was like, maybe these people aren't okay.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
is there like a number on like how many mysterious deaths have to like
be in your life before
Right. somebody
is like, are you possibly a harbinger for death, or are you killing people? Because like shit. Also, I really do want BuzzFeed Unsolved to do an episode on this because I think that would be really cool. They already did an episode on that weird other doomsday thing where these like 50-year-old parents and their adult children like skipped town and just disappeared and started like driving around the Pacific Northeast and like New England and just like a fucking like dropping their cell phones in places and living in caves, and nobody knows why they did it and they won't talk about it.
But see, like that's not technically a crime.
No, but it's fucking weird.
It's fucking weird. But what is even weirder and possibly criminal is this couple getting together after the deaths of their ex-spouses and then suddenly their kids are gone. Like, why is it specifically those kids? What the fuck did the kids do?
Why couldn't they have just, if they didn't want their kids to be there,
Send them off to their grandparents.
send them to their grandparents? Like, shit. Unless this is like them. What if it's like they're like, we want to spare our children from the end times, and so we're gonna kill them ahead of time, which would be so fucked up.
But it's like, calm down, Tom Cruise. Like, the fucking War of the Worlds has not started. Like, please just, like, and that's like the shitty thing is like the kids are the ones that got the shit end of the stick here. Like, if you are a full-fledged adult and you think the world is going to end in July, cool, dope. But like, these are children. Like,
yeah, don't bring your fucking
like
kids
JJ
into
was
this.
7, man.
Yeah,
Like, that's bullshit.
yeah.
And like, it's been 2 days. It was 2 days that they had to produce these children.
them. Yeah.
They even fucking planted a car, dude, to like throw off the cops. Like, they left it in like some random state and they were like, oh, that meant nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then found them in Hawaii.
Like they think they're so fucking slick. It's like, no, you were going to be found.
Right. And if you're found without children, bro, like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It would be something if they had just skipped town like with their kids,
right.
but they clearly did not.
Oh, that's depressing. Big ooh.
It's just fucking weird. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to know. I want to know all the things. Like, I love unsolved mysteries, but I want to know them.
Right. Like,
I want to solve them.
I want a deep dive, like, multi-episode miniseries about, like, how these people, 1, came to be doomsdayers. 2, the, like, off, like, one-shot story arcs about their spouses dying. And then her adopting Tylee. And then him bringing them in. Like, can you imagine how that conversation went for Tylee, who was, like, a full-fledged 17-year-old? For her dad to be like, oh, I know your mom died 2 weeks ago, but here's this new woman. And, like, I need to know more.
I really want to know.
And I really hope those
Everything.
kids are okay.
Yeah, I hope those kids are okay.
Because, like, fuck, man. They really got the shit out of the stick with those parents. Like, it's one thing to have one crazy parent. Because I have plenty of friends who have, like,
Lord, do I know it?
Parents who just, you know, not to say they're, like, on these people's level, but, like, you know, parents who are interesting is what I will say. But these parents never took their children and random, like, come on, man.
No, dude. For real.
And, like, I read that and I was like, I bet Sarah would fucking love it.
Yeah, I lost my shit. I was like, what happened? I want to know. Also, all of this talking has me exhausted.
Yeah, but like, I just really hope those kids are okay.
Yeah.
And I really hope that, like, now that their parents are being threatened with the fucking law, like they should have been 2 dead spouses ago.
Yeah, this also makes me think of, there was a case in England that had to do with a woman losing her child to a serial killer. And essentially, she created a whole law in the UK that meant, criminals are not allowed to be paroled unless they reveal the location of the bodies. Like, they are not allowed to even apply for parole unless they reveal the location of the bodies. And I think that's, like, I think that would really benefit the American justice system. Like, I think that would be incredible. Why?
So she
what
pulled
happened?
this fool out of school just before they went missing in September. What were they in school for? 3 days? Vallow, the woman in the middle of a bizarre disappearance of 7-year-old JJ and 17-year-old Tylee, told her son's school, Lawrence Institute for Education, also life school, in Gilbert, Arizona in September, that he wouldn't be returning to class exactly a month after the new school year started on August 5th. Let's see.
I'm sorry, I was reading this and, like, my face is betraying me.
Since the circumstances in our lives have changed drastically since my husband passed away last month, I have been offered a job out of state and have had to accept it. We have to move quickly since the job started ASAP. So I'm sad to inform you that Joshua won't be returning this year. So what happened during August to September? Because he was reported he was officially reported that they hadn't seen him since September.
First of all,
They then moved to Rexburg, Idaho, but it's unclear if she had a job.
okay, hold on a second. Mother has told father, Charles Vallow, that she is sealed, parentheses, eternally married, to the ancient Book of Mormon prophet Moroni, and that she has lived numerous lives on numerous planets prior to this current life.
Same, dude.
The February court documents read. And then, oh my God.
On January 29th, 2019, during a phone conversation between the parties after their physical separation, Mother informed Father that she was a God assigned to carry out the work of the 144,000 at Christ's second coming in July 2020, and that if Father got in the way of her mission, she would murder him.
Yeah.
She told...
She literally said to her husband, bitch, I will murder you if you get in the way of my religious bullshit. And she did. Her brother
She
killed
fucking
him.
put a hit on him.
Okay.
I'm sorry. We've rehashed this so many times. But like,
so crazy.
I don't understand. I just, every time I read about this and every time I reread it, like, and there's never any update on the kids, I'm just like, fuck. Like, people are really out here being this crazy, and there's no real, like, societal guardrails around how to handle people like this.
Fuck.
Like,
Jesus. It's all fucking crazy. The world is crazy.
Yeah.
Live every day
You
like
just
it's
gotta
the best
live,
day
laugh,
ever.
Love.
Live, laugh,
love.
You gotta live, laugh, love. Live, laugh, love.
Living and laughing and laughing and living.
That is the theme song for every
And
wasp.
loving. Yes. Oh boy. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway.
Thank you for joining us today. We talked a lot about everything and nothing at the same time, which we usually do in real life too. So essentially, we're just recording our normal conversations.
Yeah. That's what it's like to work with your best friend.
Anyway, thank you guys so much. Please subscribe below. The subscribe button is below now, right?
Yes.
It hasn't been above videos since like 2012, and I'm just still living there. And hit the bell for notifications.
Since the last coming of Christ.
Since the last coming of Christ.
You've lived with the subscribe button above the video.
And, just check us out on whatever social medias we want to share.
I don't post often, but I'm Citizen Gorgeous on Instagram.
I have my main one, which is not my main one, but like my public one, because I usually keep my social medias private, called Momo Queen Bovine on Instagram. I don't post a lot. It's mostly like aesthetic things. Just let us know in like comments if you want us to talk about anything specific, or if you have like cool things you want to share.
Yes.
And tell us about weird random facts about yourself that you used to do when you were a child.
Also, small plug, Sarah is also part of Vinny's D&D podcast called, what is it?
Bonus Action Cry.
Bonus Action Cry.
We are on every major podcast app. Specifically, I like to listen to it on iTunes.
Yes. I'm a Spotify podcast girl myself.
And yeah, it's a D&D podcast. It's set in a 20s aesthetic, and a lot of homebrew stuff, a lot of drama, a lot of fun. I play a bard, so as you can imagine, I'm not much different than I am in real life. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks,
Anything else that you want to say?
Not really, just like, don't be a shitty human.
Yeah, it's fair.
And don't have kids if you know you're a shitty human.
Yeah, please don't have kids. If you know
And also have fun and make sure that there's always chicken in your chicken bowl.
Yeah, or else you're just gonna eat a dip.
Yeah, and if you have no chips, then it's literally just soup.
Okay, love.
Anyway,
I
don't
love you guys. I love you guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.